I just looked at mine, and I did the intro and then realised my mic was on mute. Oh well.
There you go. I've done it for you.
Right, let's get started. So, have you loaded into the game now?
It's just initiating the travel to server.
Do you want me to wait for you to actually load in so we're kind of on the same part?
No, just play your own game.
Alright. Right guys, let's give this a go, shall we? May as well have a head start, because outfit looks like it's in no way coming soon. So, let's go. Let's pick up this.
In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. And 13 years ago, I found myself in a horror story of my own making.
Aim flashlight at text. Right, we're in a house.
I used to live in New York City with my wife Alice. I wrote crime novels starring a fictional detective named
Mine's
Casey.
taken a while.
They made me famous.
Yeah.
But then I killed off Casey.
Examine Alan cut out. Let's have a look first. Can we go outside? Collect flask. Oh, collect 1 out of 6 flasks. So you need to collect flasks, but we'll go back to that in a sec.
So, believe it or not, guys, we are actually going to. That's pretty cool. All we have to do is aim at the departure, and it actually connected us into the next bit.
Alan Wake, the sudden stop. Examine footstrap.
So, Alan Wake is a game that I am actually, interestingly, I am going to be playing in the future. Obviously, it's got its own horror game, but Fortnite have been a creative on it, so it'll be interesting to see a little bit of the storyline before we actually get.
What, now you can't even talk to me?
I know there's an Alan Wake 2 coming out, so but we are going to do the first one. When that happens, it'll be.
I need to write something different. Something new, but nothing works. I can't take it.
Alan, you've been working on this for over 2 years. You need a break. I heard about this peaceful little town. It'll be the perfect place to clear your head.
So Alice convinced me to visit Bright Falls, a small, quiet town in Washington. Just what I needed. First we stopped at the local diner to get our cabin key from the landlord.
Use flashlight to continue. I think we need to do this, but
As soon as I stepped in the door, the waitress, Rose, recognized me. Said she was my biggest fan, had all my books. After she made me promise her an autograph, I asked about the landlord. Rose said he must have gone to the restroom.
find the landlord.
It's very bright indeed. Okay, let's go.
I checked the back of the diner. It It was dark,
Not very bright.
foreboding. The kind of place that made your skin itch. That's when Barbara Jagger appeared. An older woman in a vintage funeral gown, like something out of a 1960s horror novel. She said the landlord hadn't been able to make it, and handed me the cabin key. She insisted she'd come by later to check on us, and to meet Alice.
You have to aim with the L2 button to open the door. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes the like light
It's like a light.
flicker.
Alice and I drove through the majestic landscape to our cabin. The little wooden house stood alone on a tiny island near the shore of Cauldron Lake, in the bowl of an impressive caldera.
Rich. Right, okay.
When you do L2 to aim, it actually is like a... It's like it shines a light and it opens.
Wow.
certain
It's
doors.
gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right.
Are you sure you read the directions right? It's nothing like in the brochure. It said near the lake, not on it.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, forget about my work.
So yeah, guys, like my fiance said, press L2 to make the light do that thing so you can, like, it brings up the bits. So it does that. What's this? So I'm guessing this isn't the cabin they're supposed to actually go to, just a random cabin that old lady gave them.
This reminds me of Cabin in the Woods, guys. Cabin in the Woods.
I'm upstairs.
You've never heard of that, have you?
No, I've heard of it, but I've not watched it.
It's like a horror film.
I don't think you can go in any of the doors. Let's go upstairs.
Awesome. Let's cross the bridge. Cabin in the Woods.
Surprise!
Alice, what is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here. That a change
Damn
of
it,
scenery
Alice,
would
you-
pass.
Everyone keeps...
Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes
now
in
you wanna get me
orthopedic-
committed?
No, it's not like that.
I can't
That's
wait
not...
for the,
Alan? Alan?
Don't! Just don't! I don't want to hear it!
Interesting.
Okay, we got a book. Creator's Dilemma, Emil Hartman, PhD. A fascinatingly intuitive examination of the EVP and flow creative. We always miss that last one. Got the gist. Okay, so we need to head upstairs. Creepy voice upstairs. Demon, I'm ready to kill you. Go upstairs. You reckon? I don't think this is going to be like this.
When I came to, I was behind the wheel of a crash car on a forest road. I felt like I had woken up from one nightmare only to find myself in another. I remember diving in after Alice. So how was I here?
That old woman. Right, episode 2 out of 3. Right, let's go over here. Remember.
Okay, so
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I'd planned to use for the next novel I'd never gotten started.
killed by the
I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it.
Pick up.
Departure by Alan Wake.
How do I... Oh. So we gotta pick up 8 little like pieces of paper. Right, so let's press. Don't think we need. Yeah, so press L2. Can I jump? Okay.
I wonder, is the car crash actually what happened and he made that all up in his mind, or is it the other way around?
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor or an eye disease. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
Okay.
I found a page of writing, but it made no sense. A fragment of some demented horror story.
Right, so you gotta go back over here. Press that.
Pick up manuscript page.
Jump.
Okay. Departure by
Oh.
Alan Wake. Right, so we got 1 out of 8.
Oh, another piece of paper.
At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages, feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery.
Alright. Remember.
I realized that the shadowy figure was the character from the page I just found, the Taken. A man taken over by a creature of supernatural darkness called the Dark Presence.
Right, pick up manuscript page.
So far, this game's really well put together. To be fair. Oof, I thought I was gonna miss that then.
It's almost like in a horror book. Right? So what I'm getting, that's the experience mine.
Okay.
All right. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel the presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I would come to realize the lake does something to works of art created here. It lifts the story from the page and gives it form. Turns fiction into terrible truth. The manuscript was becoming real.
It's pretty cool, this flashlight thing.
Yeah.
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control.
Okay, we made it.
Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him,
TV.
but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. You're a patient in my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Okay. I thought there was more writing over there. One second. Or is it because we went this way?
So what I'm getting from this so far, we collect the flask.
Where did you find the flask?
You know you go with the TV?
Yeah.
Did you go from to the right or the left of it?
Just behind it.
So I went to the left of it and found it by the bushy area after 2 rocks. I went to the left of the TV. It seems like it's almost like they've been caught in a horror story, and the only way she can be rescued is by obviously if he goes and gets all the pages.
I can't see any flash.
Okay. So is this a psychological horror then? So many possibilities at the minute.
So there's 2 different, There's 2 different, like roads to go down really, if that makes sense. Right.
So are you in Hartman's office then?
No,
You have to go to Hartman's office.
not yet. I was trying to find the flask. Found it now.
Have you found it now?
Yeah.
Because what you have to do is you go to
I
the
fell.
left side, it's around the bushes, then you'll find like another lamppost, you'll read a bit about the doctor, then you'll remember and you'll be in Dr. Hartman's office.
Oh, yeah, I am now.
I found myself stuck in Cauldron Lake Lodge, Dr. Hartman's clinic. He tried to convince me I was a patient of his, that I had imagined everything.
This guy
I
looks a
knew
bit
he
like
was
Jeff.
lying. Soon enough, his true colors would be revealed.
Pick up
It's
manuscript
okay,
page.
Alan. Just let go.
The pages I'd been carrying with me were gone. I needed them back. They were the key to finding Alice, to understanding this mystery.
Whoa.
Alright, so another manuscript page.
Right, so do we have to go back out?
Go down the stairs. Yeah, basically anytime there's any like dark energy around you, I think otherwise it will attack you.
Have you got the 3rd flask?
No.
It's downstairs in the lodge thing.
I see it, yeah. That's alright. I literally just came across it, I just said it. Okay, can't jump over that.
Right.
Can't go down there. Alright. Remember. Okay.
I broke into Hartman's office to learn the truth. The manuscript pages were on his desk, the ones I had found and more. I confronted him, furious. He admitted he had been lying and tried to cut a deal with me. He was still trying to manipulate me, to use my writing for his own ends and to make the Dark Presence stronger in doing so.
Okay. Double check that there's no flasks. Oh. trying to see what that green bit is. Okay. Ah! Sneaky this dark energy that goes by doors.
Yeah, you have to use the flashlight on the way to attack.
Just double checking that there's no more flashlights. What's this? Pick up manuscript
I dreamt
page.
of the night Alice went missing. Her screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Alice!
In a dream, I found myself back at the cabin, just like the manuscript described. It felt like I was reliving a suppressed memory,
Alice!
a waking nightmare. This was my chance to find out what had happened to Alice.
Upstairs.
I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Yes. All right.
3 out of 3.
I'll fix it.
So she
I'll
kind
bring
of
her
like
back.
possessed them in a weird way.
Say that again.
She kind of like possessed him in a weird way, the woman.
Yeah.
Under the influence of the dark presence, I'd written a horror story, and now my own words were tearing my world apart. It was using my story to grow stronger, to spread its darkness. But somehow some part of me had been aware enough to write my own escape into the story, a way back to Cauldron Lake, to Alice.
Out in the water. There's another flask.
Yeah, I see it.
You see it? Are you on the exact same bit as me?
Yeah, I think so.
So you're by the big massive log, yeah?
I'm in like the middle of the water.
Alright, well, there was one by the giant log.
Oh yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, you're further ahead of it.
Can't see, man. I think I'm going the wrong way. Typical. There's the boat.
On the manuscript page.
pretty cool how you have to use like a torch to make like a path.
There isn't any.
The story I had written in the cabin had come true. Touched by the dark presence, I'd written a horror story, but the end was still missing. The story was incomplete, and the last unfinished page of the manuscript still sat in the typewriter in the cabin study. If I could get back there, if I could read the page, then I could write my own ending to this story and save Alice.
Alright, let's double check it.
Jagger was waiting for me, but I wasn't afraid. I had light on my side. I was ready. I fought Jagger with the light, shattered the darkness inside her. She was gone. But this was a horror story, and the ending had not yet been written. There would be a price to pay.
She's alive.
There's light and there's darkness, cause and effect. There's guilt and there's atonement. But the scales always need to balance. Everything has a price. Alice was safe, but the balance had to be kept. I'd taken her place, a small price to pay. Now I was trapped here, in the dark place, outside reality.
Just want to double check. Okay.
If I wanted to escape, I would have to start writing again. A new story. A sequel to Departure. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. Return by Alan Wake.
The dark presence is out there. It's hunting me.
Although you have completed Alan Wake's
Eyes are always
flashback,
watching. It's trying to catch me.
that was a very good, well put together story.
It's stealing from me. Stealing my identity. It wants to be me. Replace me. Twisted version of me. Scratch.
Have you finished it?
Mr.
No.
Scratch.
No.
It's slithering into the story. Once it's in the story, I'd have to use it.
So I don't want to give too much away, but all I'm going to say is I think that might be a
I
leader.
have to make the story.
Yeah, I reckon there probably will be as well.
Like using power. That's bad. I don't
By
want
the
that.
way, Rex,
But I have no choice.
that was one of my favourite creatives on Fortnite, to be honest.
I'll be the first one to
It
cross
gives
the
me
finish line.
it gives me big hope for going forward with obviously wanting to play Alan Wake itself. I've never played it, but I am going to be playing the remastered version at some point in the future, the actual game itself. And then there is obviously Alan Wake 2 that comes out at the end of this month. So that is what I have to say about it at the moment, guys. I think we might have like a new version of this as a creative, so we will keep it on the lock. We'll obviously keep it going if it is, but if not, then this has been a really good creative. Alright, I will see you in the next one, guys.
Well, that was really, really, really good creative, that, to be honest. It actually makes me want to play the game.
It's a horror game.
But I've not played the first one.
Just saying.
But from that, it actually makes me want to play it. It's really well. I'd definitely say the most well put together creative. To be honest, really, really good.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Creative.
1000%. So, like my fiance said, there'll probably be a number 2. And we'll definitely keep our eye open, because if that was like that, number 2, if there is one, would be brilliant. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye.